everybody? Hello. How are you all doing? We're doing well. You didn't ask, but whatever, you know. I guess I should, hold on.
You may not recognize him.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm not the one in the panel. What's your name, sir?
I'm Lockstin. I do YouTube about Pokemon these days.
Let me just, whatever. Pay no attention to his dead, lifeless eyes before I put anything in there. Okay. There we go.
He's alive.
I'm alive. Hello. So I see, and this is where it's always weird, every panel. How much am I just like saying a bunch of technical information as Arlo? How much is me? I don't know, it's weird. You just gotta deal with it. It is whatever it is. We are YouTubers, and we like to do panels trying to discourage people from being YouTubers. And no, it's just such a weird job, and a lot of people they have a lot of questions and stuff, and so we just kind of generally talk about kind of the pros and cons of the job, because it's just it's the most wonderful job and it's the most awful job.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
It really is. So there's just a lot. So I don't know. This is a very very loosey-goosey kind of panel. We just kind of go over our experiences, and we'll open it up to questions probably pretty soon. Because answering questions is really the best way to whatever, I don't know. So you want to do your audio spiel? We'll do some tips, some general.
The excuse me, the general FAQs that there always are what equipment do you use? And these days it doesn't super matter. A modern smartphone has better cameras than either of us started with.
Yeah, probably.
And those were full-on heavy-duty cameras. But what is really important is audio quality, because people can put up with bad video quality. People will not put up with bad audio quality. If the mic's bad, it gives it bad headache.
That's one detail a lot of people just you don't know until you know it, and it's just yes, audio.
Mm-hmm. And also, if you have the nicest camera or even the nicest microphone ever, that isn't the end-all be-all. You also have to know how to use it. So always.
No, you don't. I don't know how to use my camera.
Always do your research on how to use things. Editing softwares, again, there's so many easy ones to use these days. Vegas is simple to learn. Adobe has lots of bells and whistles, but gosh, is it expensive. Final Cut also is very simple to learn.
Yeah, I did Vegas for the longest time, and my editor, Kane, only just recently went over to Premiere. And it's really nice, but yeah. Vegas is good. It's really it's if you really want to do it seriously, you do have to spend a little bit of money, especially on the equipment. But it's an investment. And even then, even nice microphones aren't even that much these days. Everything just gets cheaper and cheaper. So a couple $100, I know it's a lot, but I don't know, it'll set you up. You need a good mic. I use a shotgun mic. What kind of mic do you use?
I use a Zoom H4, which I actually really recommend, because a lot of people their first mics will be plugged into their computer, but they're going to be picking up all the computer fan noises.
Right.
Whereas something like the Zoom H4, you put an SD card in it, and it records everything on the SD card as its own device. So
separately from your camera.
So you can very easily just go into a closet and start doing audio.
I do the same thing. I have, a Zoom H4N, and with a boom mic attached to it. And so I never record audio through the camera. Oh, it's a good way to start. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. How much Arlo do I do? So that's starting equipment and stuff.
Yeah. Let me check my notes.
Why don't you bring up the next? No. We could just kind of go over it's. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of time to prepare, but we got shoved into the schedule last minute.
So another very important thing is writing, because one thing that separates us from a lot of other gaming channels is scripted content, which I know a lot of people really like to do, but gosh, is it a lot more work.
It's so much work. People don't usually realize how much work goes into script writing. And the unfortunate reality is that practice is what you got to do. I looked for a magic spell or something that just makes you good at it. Trust me, I've done the research. There is not one.
Notes, notes, notes. At this point, my phone is mostly just filled with notes. Ideas, even joke ideas. If you have no idea what your next video is going to be, but you just come up with some stupid joke, write it down, you will forget it. And it's a lot better to write down a joke and not use it than to want it and not remember it.
Especially like video ideas, because then like you're trying to come up with something and you're like, oh, I know I had an idea at some point. It's like just write it all down, have like a document or something. And of course it matters. It depends on like what kind of channel you're doing. You know, like there's a lot of different types. And
we only really have experience with scripted content.
Yeah.
Unless, you had a Let's Play channel for a while.
I did. Well, I mean, I have been doing more unscripted videos because they're easier and quicker. And but I actually have a nice scripted video coming up. I haven't had like a good scripted one in a while, but that's coming up.
Here's a really, really good tip, and it's something that I have been struggling with myself, actually, and I only recently learned it. And that's to figure out your thumbnail and title before you even start video production whatsoever. YouTube's been really pushing click-through rate and watch time, and it's all about the first 10-second hook in the video, and you need that to relate to the thumbnail and title. Otherwise, people will lose interest a lot of the time.
See, I take a different approach. Last-minute panic. I wait till the video is all the way uploaded, ready to go, and then I'm like, what should the title and thumbnail
See, that's what I still do too, and I know it's bad.
It's not working out for me, and yet I can't stop doing it. I don't know what it is. It's very weird. No, I mean, like, it's annoying how much thumbnails and titles and SEO and all that stuff matters, because it's like you just want to make good stuff, you know? You just want to make good content, but it's like...
But how do you package that good content?
Like, you kind of have to. Like, it's another one of those, like, just completely necessary parts of the job. It's just being very aware of, like... And, of course, a lot of that comes through practice as well. Like, just, you know, you push whatever content and you just kind of, like, see what worked and what didn't. You're like, oh, man, whenever I title it like this, like, I get, like, more clicks or whatever. And that's another thing about just like overall, it's really just doing it. And that's the part people don't want to hear. It's like, no, I want to be good now, but it's like nobody starts good. No, and that's really one of the main things to remember. Like, you all, pretty much just like with anything, you gotta just do it.
The best time to start a YouTube channel was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The second best time is now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it just takes a lot of just persistence and consistency, and for so many reasons. Even, you know, there's like the element of like, oh, the more YouTube sees that you're putting out, the more they might, oh, this person is consistent, but also just like the practice and figuring it out. And how long were you doing YouTube before your channel took off?
I did YouTube for about 2.5 years before I actually started making any income off of it.
I don't know how much longer. I didn't start Arlo, like it didn't take too long, but that's because I did a collab on his channel, which put some eyes on my channel, so that when I did the Paper Mario videos, like it was kind of like the foot in the door. Like, I don't know if it would have taken longer than that, but I also had other YouTube channels, like over the years, other projects and things that just like didn't work out. So like this was like my, I don't even know what number channel it was, so.
And you gotta be prepared for failure. Because it's a very big learning experience, and a lot of times you'll start a channel, it doesn't take off. At a certain point, it's easier to just start a whole new channel
than to like try to salvage.
Than to try to save one that YouTube has decided isn't super worth promoting.
Yeah, especially if man, channels really can like kind of get earmarked. You know, kind of like YouTube's like, we just don't. I mean, even at our level, I would say, like, there are times when I could just kind of, like, look at my analytics and be like, yeah, YouTube has decided to just kind of not for a while. And really, that's, you know, this is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's really the ugliest is just, it's completely out of your hands. Like, you know, you do what you can, but, like, sometimes you can get all your ducks in a row and do everything right. And just didn't work. Or like YouTube just didn't give it to your subscribers or like show it to anybody. Like, you're completely at the whims of the algorithm. And
there are ways to learn how to like lasso the algorithm and use it to your advantage, and that's where like the really, really big YouTubers that get viral videos constantly, I've talked to a few of them, and they basically say that actually creating the content itself is the smallest part of the job.
Yeah.
Like for every hour that you put into video production, you're putting 4 hours into researching what your title and thumbnail should be.
Wow.
And then figuring out how the intro of the video is going to be, just to get that hook. And I mean, there are the channels that get millions of views each video, and it always hits viral.
Yeah, and like one thing you gotta ask yourself is like,
Is that what you want?
right, exactly. Like it's kind of like there's a lot of things that we could be doing that would probably get us more views, but it's like,
But I don't want to do that. I want to talk about Pokemon. Man.
yeah, like I want to like to a degree you kind of have to, you know, game the system or whatever to like, you know, because you gotta like pay the bills. But yeah, it's skirting that line. Like, how clickbaity should this title be? I prefer view attracting. You know, like, you know, it still has to be enticing. But I'm not gonna like bait and switch. So I'm not gonna just lie. Like that's the worst kind of clickbait. Is when it's just like not represented as a video at all. You know, like posing a question that doesn't get answered or whatever. So yeah, just deciding how far you want to go. Like,
How many red arrows do you need?
yeah, exactly. How many red circles and arrows and stuff. And it's, I mean, it never stops. That question, that nagging little thing of like what I could be doing, like it never stops. But
And what works is always changing too. We were talking about this yesterday. Years ago, YouTube was all about watch time. And that's why like Let's Play channels and reaction videos would be some of the biggest ones, because it's just all about watch time. So if you're uploading a lot of videos and they're all long, YouTube's gonna promote you a ton. But in the last couple of years, that has switched. YouTube is much more promoting of shorter, not necessarily YouTube Shorts, their whole like TikTok thing, but like shorter content that keeps people engaged and then clicking on the next video.
which is funny because that's what like you would think it would be in the first place. Like when I first got into YouTube, everyone's like, oh, like they want short videos, right? Because then they're going on to the next one, watch another ad. We're like, yeah, you'd think so, but like it just kind of wasn't. But now it is, and it's just like, make up your mind.
Please.
We were talking about this last night. We're like, you know, like you're allowed to just have lots of different kinds of content, and it's just cool. You don't have to like always be like, nope, you got to do this, or else we're just gonna bury you. But that's what YouTube is, and that's
the biggest nightmare. You
That's-
never know
you
when
never
a
know.
thing's gonna change, and it just completely tanks your analytics.
yeah. Or when like suddenly your channel will be like flagged as like not appropriate for advertisers for no reason or something, and then they're like, yeah, we manually reviewed this and we agree it's not appropriate. It's like I'm a talk about Mario. Like, he's a cookie monster who talks about Mario. Like, come on. So yeah, it's unpredictable and it's scary. And then you have the entire. We'll get to the good stuff. Let's start. Yeah, we'll just keep doing the bad stuff. Really, just twist that knife. Just the whole like, just being self-employed. Like,
Oh yeah, it's
even
terrifying.
just by itself, like setting your own schedule and all that. Like, it can be a very stressful and lonely job. And every once in a while, it's. I mean, you know, lots of YouTubers have like bigger teams and like, you know, you got people helping you out, but like. When you're like the head of it and you're just like, this is really just all depending on my ability to get out of bed and have an opinion and record a video about it. And like every once in a while, it's just like, it's just a lot. You know, like if you get up and you go to a job and like, you just like, I did my job and then I went home and like, you know, I did my job, and it's like, there's always this. And also like, if I'm like, the more I work, the more money I make. That's what being self-employed is with your own business. So like at any given time, even just like, should I be going to a con? Should I be at home like writing this review? Like it stinks. It makes it really hard to just have time off.
It's so hard for me to just set a schedule, like, okay, these 2 days I'm not gonna work, and then a new Pokemon is announced. Like, okay, I guess
Yeah.
I'm working for the next 10 hours.
No, I mean, I literally like 2 beach vacation trips with family in a row. They released Pokemon trailers I had to do videos for, literally recording one in a closet. Like the initial announcement of Scarlet and Violet, like in a closet is where I reacted to it. So like, you're really never completely off the clock. I mean, you kind of can be, like, you know, you can. You know, I could go on vacation and say, I'm not gonna do anything work related, but like if someone
Always
texted
checking
me,
your emails.
right, if someone texted me and was like, there's a direct tomorrow, I'd be like,
Okay.
okay, you kinda gotta. It's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of work. I was like, yeah, as far as the time off goes, I was joking with my friends. It was like around Christmas and they were all talking about how much time they got off for Christmas. And I'm like, I'm my own boss, so I get no days off for Christmas. We're the worst bosses. Always overwork, just like, it's not fair.
Burnout is very real, and you got to constantly watch out for it.
Yeah. Should we swing back around to the good stuff?
I'd say so.
It's good. Oh yeah, we're already at 26 minutes. We should. Also, I mean, like, you know, it goes without saying, we get to talk about video games for a living. Like, so that's cool. I mean, like, doing YouTube, it's like life itself. It's like there's so much of the bad and with so much of the good, and maybe that's what makes it beautiful, you know? No, I wish it was just good. Never mind, that's dumb. I wish it wasn't also bad. But no, like, yeah, talking about games for a living, like, it's cool. And being your own boss, it has a lot of downsides, but at the same time, like, come on, I'm my own boss. I can slack off and no one will get mad at me. I get mad at myself, but like, you know, whatever.
Like, just imagine your boss knowing absolutely everything you do and how productive you really are.
Mm-hmm. He's always aware. He's always over my shoulder. It's this guy, actually. It's like, what are you doing? You playing more Dark Souls? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm just trying to relax. So I can just blame him, though, because he's the one with the Twitter, you know? Just be like, I'm playing Dark Souls. Like, what is he doing? He needs to be working. Like, we share the blame, you know? What else is good about it?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's really the main thing, you know, like, at the core of it, it's really just like, yeah, but I can talk about video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It's fun, it's unique. It is becoming more and more common of a job, content creation.
But it still is very unique.
It still is very niche. There's still no tax code for it, so every tax year it's a huge mess.
Oh yeah. It's like there's no just like thing for like entertainment. They're like, no, like what is this, like sale? Like, no, not sale. Like, just like
we sell merch, I guess, but like that's not the main thing.
No, seriously, doing the
nightmare.
There's nothing anywhere that indicates like what you're doing. There's no accurate box to tick.
Which of course means the IRS is going to be asking, like, what are you really doing?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. That's another cool thing about being self-employed, just in general.
Self-employment tax.
Right. You know, tax season comes along. Boy, I wonder what my return is going to be. Oh yeah, I don't get a return. I owe. And like a third of all of the money I made throughout the entire year. Hope I still have some because you just got to give it all away. Yeah, self-employment tax. That's a cool thing. That's a fair thing. That's really neat. Just the fact that we're self-employed is just like, we're going to tax you for that. What is that? That's awful.
That's why I started my own business as an LLC, and now I've employed myself, so I'm an employee.
I should probably do that.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's a big hassle.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it then.
No, it's
I just need to make more videos to make enough money to hire someone to do it for me. I'll keep working on that. We'll probably get the best conversation if we just go straight to the Q&A.
Yeah,
Do you guys want to line up
any sort
orderly?
Any kind of content creation questions, or towards the end, even just whatever questions.
Yeah, maybe like the last 10 minutes we can just do like general, basic Q&A. You may ask either one of us questions, or both of us, or whatever. I know Arlo's not been in this very much.
Who's your Smash Bros. Main?
Smash Bros. Main? I don't even play Smash Bros. Anymore. The most recent one was Jigglypuff. Like in Brawl.
Judged.
It was Jigglypuff. I was awesome at Jigglypuff. I don't know. That was it. First question.
All right, first off, when you were talking about all the self-employment stuff, that hit really hard because I'm also self-employed. Not specific YouTube, but like everything you kept saying was like, yep.
Saving money so that you can give it away at the end of the year.
God.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy, God. But anyway, I want to ask a question. So I know, Arlo, you have separate editors for your content, and then Lockstin, I'm not so sure about you.
We do.
You do, awesome. When was the time that you realized you kind of needed another editor for your channel? Like, what was the moment that was like, I should probably have somebody else work on these videos?
It's kind of like, it's sort of like if you're looking to do it full time, you kind of reach these like little tipping points, you know.
Yeah.
So like you've got a regular job, and you're like, I've finally reached the point where I know that if I had more time to put into the channel, I would be making as much, if not more, as the job. So that's your first kind of tipping point. Now you're like, now it's my job. And then you kind of get to the point where like, there just aren't enough hours in the day. Now I can tell, like you can look at the numbers and be like, if I had an editor, then I would just be able to produce more content. And so you really just kind of have to feel it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're lucky because that guy edits for him and they're like friends or whatever. So that was probably easier for you.
It was. We have like 5 editors now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it is just a matter of, is it more profitable to hire on the help based on analytics and ad revenue income? And it's a lot of math.
Yeah.
And of course, like when you first start out, you know,
It's always
like,
scary to like ask for help.
Yeah, no, it is.
When I first started doing that, it was like
Giving creative control
yeah,
is
almost
like,
heartbreaking almost. Like, oh, the business side of it. And I know there's plenty of big YouTubers that still do all of their editing.
yeah, because they're like, they just need to be, especially
They're
like
all about their creative integrity.
the comedic, you know, like it would be more work for me to have to like constantly be like, make that cut sharper and like that kind of stuff. Like, I can see that. And when you start out, like the great thing too is like you can just hire somebody to, you know, they don't have to be full time right away. Like it can just be like, hey, help me with this project. Like me and Kane, like we did a few before. It was just like, okay, like how about we do like a full time, you know, like a bunch of stuff per month, and then so he's like my full time one, and then Schiller's like where as needed, just kind of part time. So yeah, you just kind of feel it out. That's probably a really long way to answer one question, but hopefully that was thorough.
That's good. Also, speaking as an editor, please look into other stuff other than Adobe. I've been stuck on that program for like 6 years and I can't get out. Please help.
Hello.
Hello. So, how do you decide which sponsorship opportunities to take?
That just comes down to your own everything. I don't know, your opinions and feelings. And I'm really persnickety when it comes to the sponsors because there's so much garbage out there, and there's so many nasty mobile games. And I've gotten 100 offers from Raid Shadow Legends. Like, I mean, like dozens.
I've gotten
and
like
dozens.
3 or 4 in one day.
No, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
From like different agencies or like different agents within one agency. They just like, it's.
If I ask him, he'll give me a different answer.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's hard. Like I don't, you know, it's and different people. You know, I'm not saying like anybody who does. Most people do that game. I'm not gonna, you know, it's my own personal.
It's a
just-
meme at this point.
Yeah, basically. And it kind of died out for a while, and then it just came back recently. They're asking all over again. Yeah, it's just like I don't want to be seen as someone who's just gonna advertise a product just
accept
because
everything.
I'm getting money. Because like that, you know, you don't want to encourage your audience to buy something that's not good because they trusted you, you know? So like, it's just kind of about like, yeah, your own morals, your own everything.
Yeah, usually they'll send you whatever
How much they're
product,
paying, that too.
and then you can judge for yourself if you think it's actually worth promoting. Usually they won't charge you for the like sample that they send.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like, I am morally against this product unless you double the rate. Then I'll be all right.
Actually, that's
I've
how
not done that.
I finally did start keeping Raid Shadow Legends off of emailing me 3 times a day by just saying like, okay, yeah, give me 6 times my rate.
Yeah, you should do that.
Um,
It's like $20,000 for one spot. That's my final offer.
and then they stop emailing me after that.
I should try that, definitely. So, thank you. Good question.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know if you've ever experienced this yourself, but what is the best way to come back like after like a hiatus? I'm a casual Twitch streamer, but I moved back to my parents' house after COVID. Internet sucks there, and I haven't had a chance to stream again. I'd like to do it once I get my own apartment, but I have no idea how to handle like going like, hey, I'm back, kinda.
Is there even one answer? Like, it's kind of...
Personally, I would say keep it very short.
Okay.
Like, hey, guess who's back? It's me. And then now here we are. Here's the main video. A lot of people will either skip exposition type things, and that just hurts analytics. Sometimes they'll even click away. So yeah, just keep things like that, or like announcements about your channel news and things like that. Always keep it short, condense, and move on quickly.
Cool.
Yeah, and YouTube is hard because like, I mean they've kind of eased up a little bit on like the whole like it used to be like you have to upload once a week. If you don't, like just tanks everything, and it's gotten a little bit better.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I have been like just stuff going on in my life, and I've just been missing like whole weeks, and it's not. I mean, my channel's not way worse off. It's not great, but like, yeah, no breaks. It's yeah.
It's yeah.
It's yeah. Yeah, that's
It's just yeah.
that's the best answer we got for you.
It's a great answer. Don't. Thank you.
We're trying our best. Hello.
Hey there. So going back a little bit into your whole self-employment thing, I guess my main question is, how do you balance the whole YouTube life work situation with your, keeping track of like your physical, your mental health? How is like basically any recommendations or like what your experiences are in just keeping that work health balance? Since I know, Lockstin, you have talked many times about how you have physical issues that you have to kind of work through, especially in order to keep your business going. So what are your experiences in trying to do that? And if you have any wise words to explain about that.
The hardest thing is definitely making a schedule and keeping to it. Unless you can always break it. So you can always say, I'm going to work today because there's news, but I'm going to take tomorrow off instead. And just sticking to it. I stop work at 5, sometimes 5:30, and then I step away from the computer. I gotta keep my like home life separated from my work life in a physical space too. Like we have our office downstairs and then our home life upstairs. And I wasn't able to start like that because we lived in a small apartment. But
Does it help you kind of like get out of work mode and go into like, because my office is my room, so like,
it gets tricky in the brain. 'Cause
Yeah,
like,
it does.
I want to relax and play games on the same computer I work on. But like I work here, so like maybe I should do more work.
Yeah, I think if I didn't have kids keeping me, like, I gotta get up in the morning and I have to stop at some point in the day. Like, it would be hard. I know it would, to just like not. And every once in a while, it's like I wish I had that freedom of just like, I just want to like stay up all night like working on this thing. But at the same time, if you have that option, like then it's another thing you really just kind of have to work at and like just look at your situation and just be like, and kind of just like keeping an eye on like what parts of my behavior are like, you can kind of like feel when it's not working out, and you can kind of like get these little like, I really need to have weekends, like these little. Like, yeah, way back in my head, like, I should probably do that, Your body will tell you, your mind will tell you what you need, and that'll kind of, like, help. You just got to pay attention to it.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Okay, so I've been a YouTuber for 10 years, and
Good job.
and I've been a Vegas user for my whole life, and I have a question. What is the most challenging part of editing the videos, like the editing process in general?
Technical issues.
Oh, yes.
Just like, oh, look, it crashed again. Like, oh, look, it just won't render. Why? I don't know.
Oh, hey, we are
It's not rendering.
like a fifth time today.
Yeah, and like sometimes it's just like, it's not rendering. You're like, this is it. This is the time when I can't make videos anymore. It's just never gonna work again.
Clearly my computer's broken and I need to replace it entirely.
Yeah. For me at least, it's just like random technical issues. Like there are some videos where like you wouldn't even know it based on the video, but like my Yoshi's Crafted World review, we had a gremlin or something. Like just, it was a nightmare. We just could not get it to work. It was like days of work just to get it to render properly, and we don't know why. That's the worst. That's
Very, very much so.
Vegas likes to be like that too. It likes to just not be good.
Otherwise, I just hate when, for whatever reason, certain backgrounds will just slow the render preview down. Or not even the render preview, just like when you're scrubbing, and then it'll decide to freeze up because you happen to look at this one frame, I have to load that frame.
Or like when you click on the timeline and it just freezes. Like there wasn't even like a moment
Okay, I'm
when it was
loaded.
trying. It was just like, okay, you gotta shut it down. It's frozen. What do you? It just instantly, the little thing comes up and it's just like, cool, thanks.
Lots of little just annoying things.
Yeah. How about you? Like, you've done Vegas this whole time?
Oh yeah, I've gotten very used to using Vegas for. I've used it for 9 years. Before that was Adobe Premiere. Before that was Windows Movie Maker. But
The classic.
Yeah, the classic. Thank you for your question.
all right, thank you.
Hello.
Hi. So I've been watching you guys for years now, and I've always wondered, what would you guys be doing if you weren't doing YouTube? Like if YouTube path in your life just never happened, what careers would you guys have gone down?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Before I was doing YouTube, I worked at an ABC news station, and I actually really, really liked working there. So I would probably just continue doing that.
Yeah.
Just working my way up the technical ranks.
Oh yeah. He was a news cameraman.
Yeah.
It was fancy. It's a hard question because I have a lot of other things that I would be doing, like hobbies, and I could have 10 lifetimes and still not like do, like I could do music could be my thing, or like writing could be my thing, or like art or anything. But I don't know what one of those would have become a career. So I know what I would have liked to do. Probably more than anything writing, like just like writing novels or whatever. I don't know what would have like made money, so I might just be working at a game store still. I don't really know. I don't have any interests outside of like my hobbies and stuff.
I feel that. Yeah.
I've never been good at that. Psychology. If I had to pick like one single thing that like that's like a real thing I'm interested in, like maybe psychology, like therapist or something,
Cool.
maybe.
Sweet. Thank you. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. So I have the first silly question, if that's okay.
Please ask a silly question.
So, Arlo and Lockstin, if this
Yeah.
applies to you, when you're playing Super Metroid, as you do you save the animals?
I didn't know for the longest time you could save the animals until I like started watching speed runs and stuff. I'd be like, you don't know to go over there. I'm trying to get off the planet. Yes. Yes. I saved the animals. Thank you. What about you? Do you save the frames?
Bagpipes.
For your funeral, what are you gonna say?
I didn't know you could save the animals.
You're gonna save the animals. He's just saying that. He just hates the animals. He wants to see them explode. It's not the canon ending though, so like, can you even like, does that even count?
No. You haven't even played Super Metroid until you save the animals.
Yeah. All right, good question.
Thank you. I've been watching
We have
stuff for years, guys. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought we had 3 minutes. We have 8 minutes. Never mind, we got time. Yeah, next question. Hello.
Hi. So on the topic of Metroid, which Metroid game do you prefer more, Super Metroid or Metroid Prime?
That's so impossible. It's always
so very different.
It's so I mean, it's so hard.
Personally, I think I enjoyed my time with Prime more.
Yeah, as an experience, probably me too. And like it came out like I'm like a teenager, so like the magic of the world. Yeah, just like as far as like the subjective experience goes, probably enjoyed Prime more. But Super's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Mechanically, Super is better. In a more like objective kind of way.
Here's a good follow-up question. Do you
Yeah.
prefer the GameCube version or the Wii control version?
The Wii one.
Same.
Yeah. Graphics are better. I like the pointer controls. Yeah, it's just less awkward to play. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, we got more questions. That's
All right,
great.
it's
Hello.
bucket list. Will you sign my copy of Dread?
I will, and actually, heck yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be doing like right after this. Which direction? There's an
Towards
autograph.
Auditorium A, towards that. There's
Right.
an autograph
Around the corner.
room that we're going to be hanging out in for the next hour.
Yeah, we'll be there for like an hour, so we'll be able to like sign stuff and ask.
Yeah, my
answer more
question's not
questions.
YouTube related, but my
That's fine. We're in the last few minutes. Whatever.
my roommate and I, we watch that reaction for Metroid Prime like every week. It's like the greatest thing ever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people be like, your reactions aren't real. Like, that guy's just faking it. It's just like, you never met my dad. Like, I got it from him.
Yeah.
Like, he was this like really quiet guy, but like watching football or something, like just hooting and hollering, it's in my blood. I don't know.
I was like casually
I get
watching,
excited.
Yeah, I was casually watching the video and I'm just doing something else and then I just hear screaming and I'm like, I should turn the volume down.
Yeah. I apologize to anyone's ears or speakers damaged.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Just kind of a silly question. What's like the funniest thing that happened during like your YouTube career, or funniest thing that happened like during a game that was like didn't expect or a glitch or whatever?
Oh, man, I don't know. That's a hard one. Just like funny stories. It's got to be something. Probably just like weird emails is probably like the weirdest thing that happens. Just like,
Hello, insert content creator name.
yeah, exactly.
We really enjoy your content on game.
Yeah, no, yeah. We really love that video you just put out. And then they just like a bunch of garbled like YouTube link and like it's formatted differently because they pasted it and it's just like, yeah. Probably just, yeah, I don't know. I get some weird emails. Not too many from fans. Most of them are just from like businesses trying to get you to
Potential
like.
sponsorships.
Yeah, very strange and sometimes like
I was
unnerving.
once asked to do a sponsorship for a neti pot.
Really?
Like the
I wouldn't.
nose
Yeah, you put the
thing.
thing you put in your nose and you.
What makes you think I would do that?
You know, I got an offer from, and I thought it was fake. I looked it up and it's apparently legit. Like some like. Some country, I don't remember what country, but he does like hair plugs. It's like a hair restoration thing. And he's like, yeah, we fly you to whatever, like Morocco or something. And like, I'm like, this is not real. But I looked up, like there are YouTubers that have done it. And like, you can watch their whole little journey of going and getting hair plugs. I'm just like. Do I not have enough hair? I mean, I'm thinning a little bit on the top, but it's not, yeah. That's the best we got. I'll think of something really funny later, and I'll be like, oh, I should have said that. Sorry. Hello?
Hi, okay. Oh, I'm really short. Okay, so the friend that I'm gonna start a channel with, we can't see each other for more than like once or twice a month. So how many videos should we put out when we do get to see each other?
I mean, just like, I think the one a week is still like just a good average. It depends on what kind of content you're doing, but that's just kind of like a good like overall, just like one a week is still.
And it's totally fine to record in bulk. Whenever I record, I'm actually recording like a month's worth of videos all in one session.
I wish I could do that, but like, no, you're good at that.
That is one benefit of doing scripted content, is you can plan out a whole month or even sometimes a whole year. So just to definitely talk with the other person and set a schedule, figure out how much you think you can record that day, and then just go for it.
The more you can front load, the better, because then like anything that comes up, like, you know, we got a few more minutes, so we have time for just a couple more questions.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
This is kind of bugging me the whole panel. Why should you never date an archaeologist?
I don't know. Why should you never date an archaeologist?
See, because they always like to dig up the past.
Do you got some dirt on me you're gonna bring up? Is that what's happening? Is this what's happening? Was this all just an elaborate way to cancel us? Anyone else? We got 3 minutes.
I have a question.
Yes.
When is the in-depth review of Fraggle Rock?
It's on the list of things I want. Like, not even joking. Like, I would love to do that. Like, I at one point was like, maybe I'll do like a podcast series. But then Quentin Reviews started doing these like mega long like show retrospect. Anyone watch Quentin Reviews? Good stuff. And I'm just like, maybe this would be better as like 1 or 2 super long videos. Still feels impossible to fit it all into that. I feel like I could do a half-hour podcast episode on every episode of Fraggle Rock, but it's a legitimate thing. I would like to someday do a video of Fraggle Rock. Anybody else? Any other questions? Yes.
Belly bowl. Thoughts?
Cute.
What?
The new Pokemon from like a day or two.
Yes. The avocado frog. Avofrago. Frogacado. Should have been Frogacado. Yes.
Are we doing Scarlet or Violet?
I had to go with Violet because it has wheels.
See, I'm thinking
That
Scarlet.
professor, she's cute though. You going Scarlet?
Yeah, I just really like the feather hair.
He's really cool, yeah, but those wheels, I can't do it. Yes. Wait, who are you pointing at?
Yellow.
You first.
Okay. Have you heard of NVIDIA Remix?
NVIDIA Remix?
It's a tool that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, it will like using machine learning and DLSS to like remaster any game on the computer. If you could use that for any game, what do you use it for?
Like just to like auto remaster anything?
Like upscaling or?
All the shadowing.
Ooh.
I don't know. I really don't
I feel like I saw something recently about Portal getting that treatment.
Oh yeah, they're doing all sorts of stuff with that. What's an old game that just like hasn't?
Honestly, just Half-Life 2.
Yeah. Turok.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
just a random one. It just looks so bad.
It's aged all right in every way except the way it looks.
Yeah. That's not a very good answer, but I got nothing better. I'm sorry. Anybody else? We have 35 seconds. Oh, you guys are gonna.
Orange hat.
Yeah, you back there because you were.
Average, how long does it take to make a single video?
On average?
Depends on the video. So like some unscripted ones that I do, like we could do it like in like a day, but like a good scripted, that could take like a week if there's like a lot of edits and stuff. So like it really just depends.
Yeah, we usually spend a day or two writing, a day recording, and then a week editing for our stuff. Editing is always the longest process. Also, we have 3 seconds left. Quick.
Favorite indie game?
What?
Favorite indie game?
Stardew Valley.
Hollow Knight.
Good answer. All right, thank you. Hope this was somewhat informative. Yeah, we'll be over in the thing. Like, we're just going to go straight over there. So, literally every one of you has to come over. We're going to hang out.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and to the right are the playlist of the Portland Retro 2022 and some other interesting videos. Thank you.